Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pete Redica, and together with Gerhard Rempel here, we're Canadians actually broadcasting here from Canada today, central Canada. And Gerhard's going back to Belize on Saturday, and I'll be following to Belize sometime maybe November. But pleasure to have you with us on this Monday, September 26th, CrowdRising webinar and update presentation. Now, we're going to start off today by just thanking all of our leaders from across the globe that really just embrace the vision of CrowdRising and are truly locking arms with their teams, running this race. Our Alexa ranking for CrowdRising has continued to climb, and we just want to say thank you to all of our leaders in all different parts of the world that are absolutely on fire for CrowdRising. Germany in #1 place for CrowdRising right now. United States in 2nd place. Nigeria on the move. They made their debut a week ago or so into the Alexa Top 5. They are at 3rd place right now. And Brazil, our new country, in the Alexa Top 5 ranking. They're in 4th place with 7.2% of the traffic. And UK in at 7.1%. So it's great to see so many leaders, again, embrace the vision of CrowdRising and just absolutely love the platform, working with their teams, and just locking arms with us. So, again, congratulations. Now, how many of you have noticed our facelift on the CrowdRising.net website? This is clearly courtesy of our wonderful friend Steve, who's in the house here today. He's been just working with Gerhard and myself, and he's been amazing in support, and this man has a skill set that is just absolutely incredible. Giving the CrowdRising website a little bit of facelift. There's more to come. Organizing the tutorial tab in so many different areas. So we're just really excited to have Steve on the team with us here, and just a super individual pleasure and treat to work with this man. So again, Steve, thank you so much for all that you have done. Now, I want to talk a little bit tonight about the value of stepping up. I want to talk a little bit about what's going to come. We're going to break the webinar down to 2 segments tonight. The first portion of the webinar will predominantly be CrowdRising. We're going to talk a little bit about CrowdRising, what's happening in the growth. And of course, I spend a ton of hours in support and live support and working with all the support tickets. So we clearly see what some of the issues are, what members need help with, what they need support with, the account locks, soft locks. As most of you know, we implemented the soft lock feature just a couple of weeks ago. Anyone that has received 3 donations or more, their account automatically goes into soft lock mode, where there's a friendly message that pops up that says, you know what, it's time for you to step up to stage 2. Now, I want to say that I'm extremely pleased to see the amount of participants around the world that have stepped up to stage 2 and that are just really excited about the platform. Because clearly, if you stay on stage 1, all you can ever receive is the 3 donations, and the account gets soft locked, and there's nothing further for you to receive via donations unless you lead by example, step up to stage 2, and then that enables your $40 donations from your tier 2 people. Anyone beneath your row of 5 is your 2nd tier. There's 25 vacancies there. As those 25 vacancies are filled up, or as they're filling up, these participants, when they choose to step up to stage 2, that stage 2 donation goes directly to you. So again, 100% of the donation goes to you, the CrowdRising participant. CrowdRising is not per se a business, it's a platform, free to use for anyone from anywhere in the world, as long as you have a mobile device, an internet connection, computer. You are ready to go, my friend, able to share the vision, magic of CrowdRising. So we're extremely excited about that. And I want to talk a little bit about some suggestions that have come our way from the field. As you know, Gerhard and myself always to what our participants, what our leaders have to say in terms of making CrowdRising even more user-friendly than it is today and easier to navigate and just enhancements. And you see these enhancements. And again, we've been transparent since the day we beta launched CrowdRising April 15th. We officially launched CrowdRising May 2nd of 2016. From that point, we've always gone back to the people asked you, those that were here last Monday, you know, polls are there. We take polls and we vote on certain topics and issues that we feel deserve the count of our participants, where we ask you the question, should we not? Do you agree, do you disagree? And all those that participate in these polls may have the option and the opportunity to weigh in, so that it's not a one-man, not a two-man show, it's a group of people. CrowdRising is by the people, for the people. One of the suggestions that came to us very recently, and I'm excited about working with some of these amazing leaders out of the UK. I know one of our amazing leaders, his name is Adrian, out of the UK, came to me with a suggestion, and it's not the first time I've heard this suggestion. So whenever we hear something multiple times, we love to approach the community. We love to say, hey, let's think of this idea. Here it goes. What if we were to offer incentives for participants to step up to the higher stages? For example, you're on stage 1, you donate $20 to your sponsor. It's pretty straightforward, right, how that works. And you come in and, people that are using PayPal to donate to one another, they're calling it educational services. So it's an educational thing. Your sponsor's teaching you and helping you and guiding you. Now, what if we had downloadable products, digital products, and something of real value? And I'm not talking about just a generic ebook. We're talking about something with resale rights, something that's really not that easy just to go grab off the internet anywhere for free. What if we were to implement something into the stages where the moment they step up to that next stage, there's a brand new product, something amazing that they could just go and download, like video creation software, a tool, a Skype mass marketing tool, or whatever. Like there's many, many, many different products that we have access to, and some of them are amazing for team building, and yet very few participants, I think, really know the value of some of these things or know where they can get them, or potentially how they can get them at no cost to them. Well, what if we were to integrate this into the CrowdRising software, where every time you step up, there's a new product, something to look forward to, and you can only get this product via your step up, and it would be in your back office. So we want your feedback. If you'd be so kind and let us know what your thought process is on this. Is there value in this? Would this be something that would excite you? Would it motivate you? Would it motivate your teams? What are your thoughts? Let's just get the fingers on the keyboard there real quick a bit and get a little feedback here, because before we create any kind of polls or anything like that, we like to just run it by you folks and ask for your feedback, ask for your opinion, and let us know if you think that this would be something that you would be interested in, or is it a waste of time? What are your thoughts? So I see Steve says wonderful idea. Ken says good idea. David says yes. So anyone else? Love to hear from everyone in the room here. David says that's good. So anyone else? Getting a general sound here that you guys like this idea, right? Jeff says sounds smart to me. So our very own Jeff Battershaw. Susan says great idea. Anyone else? Donald says good. So I'm hearing the general consensus here that you guys like this idea. So, and it wouldn't be awfully hard for us to do. So it's a very simple process, I think, to get this set up so that everyone really have an edge, if you will. Because you're speaking to your participants on the value of stepping up. And that leads me right into the next topic. I want to talk a little bit about why you'd want to step up. Well, we touched on it already, and we've done this throughout many webinars. For those of you that have been with us since day one, you've heard this, and we've echoed this over and over again, that if you lead by example, and you teach your people, you show your people that you are in fact a leader, and that you are excited about this, and a strategy is coming in, like stage 1 is not a place where you park. That's where you come in, you make your donation, your sponsor, and you learn how the system works, and very quickly, and I always suggest within 48 hours, get yourself out of stage 1. Get yourself to stage 2. Because the reality is, your people will do what you do. You set the example. So in this scenario, when you have a team of people, they example. Now, the value in this is huge, and I'm going to share a little bit about what I see via support tickets. And I know that Steve, he's been doing a lot of support tickets as well, and he'll be able to verify this. Any one of our support staff that works in support or working with the tickets will know this to be true. I've looked at many scenarios where there's a person that's way down. And sometimes he's 50, 60, 70 levels down from CrowdRising, the head position. They're way down. The genealogy has grown tremendously. And I see a leader emerge way down there, and this leader says, I want to step up to stage 5, but I have to donate to, they don't even know the person, right? It's way up. And I go and look, and sometimes there's an issue. They're not sure how it works, but the software is basically indicating that you need to step up to this person. Now, I go and I look in the upline genealogy when I see these tickets, just out of curiosity, and I take a look at why this person is not donating to the rightful person that they think they're supposed to be donating to. And I'm in shock when I look at the genealogy, because just recently again, I looked at a support ticket. This individual is stepping up to stage, it's only stage 4, I believe. It's a $100 donation. And you know that this person, there was 30 people in that line. Not one person was on stage 4. They were all 3s and 2s, and even the odd 1 in there. And it just blew me away to look at this. There was 30 people there that could have potentially received that stage 4 donation had they been stepped up, but there was no one stepped up. So the donation went way up to some participant. Finally, someone that was taking it serious, that was stepped up to stage 4, automatically received that pass-up donation. Because you know how the software is programmed. It's programmed, there's a stage 4 donation. Let's just use that for an example. And I'm going to go right in the room here. If I go to the bottom of the list here, I see we have Joseph, we have Willie Bill, and we have Till, and we have Hangman. Okay, now, I'll give an example here. Hangman, I think that's Lou. I wonder if I Lou. So great to have you here, Lou. Now, Joseph wants to step up to stage 1, we'll go to Willie Bill, right? Next, he wants to go to stage 2, we'll go to Till. Stage 3, we'll go to Hangman. Stage 4, we'll go to T. Gerard Williams, as I'm looking at the genealogy, right in the list here, in our participant list. Now, what happens is, in the event T. Gerard Williams is not on stage 4, the software starts to look upline. Now, Susan Saunders in the list here is right above T. Gerard Williams. The software looks at Susan's account. If Susan's not on stage 4, which I know she is, but the software continues to look up. Then it looks at Steve. Okay, let's just say hypothetically Steve's not there, Sue's not there, So's not there, Samuel's not there, Rahul's not there. Then all of a sudden it finds Ramona. Ramona's there. So Ramona gets awarded the pass-up donation, right? It's called a pass-up. And very often this person down below, he's got a relationship with his upline, first 2, 3, 4 uplines. He knows who they are. He has no clue who Ramona is. And he says, how come I'm donating to Ramona? Why am I not donating to Hangman, or to T. Gerard Williams? Well, we often have to explain that in a support ticket and say, well, because your upline is not there. Now, think about it for a moment. What kind of a message does that send to the brand new participant when they know their upline is not even on the stage that they, as a brand new participant, are stepping up to? You get the point here, right? The point is very clear. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. When you set the example, amazing things happen. And I see that everywhere. I see that in the Nigerian group. I see that in the German groups. I see that in the Brazil groups. I see it in the UK groups. I love the example that one of our leaders out of UK, Adrian, has set. The way he's working with his team, interacting, and basically setting the example, a good example for his team to follow. They're excited about this. And guess what's happening? They're stepping up, and they're stepping up in huge numbers. Many of them are 2 weeks old. They're on stage 5. That's the way it should be, right? Because let's face it, you only need to receive one donation at any one given stage to break even on that stage. Any donation that comes in after that is a 100% bonus to you. So there's real value in that. And also, ahead so incredibly well in our conversations in regards to the value and what we're doing. And we're going to be, in our second segment, we're going to be talking a little bit about the new passive rising that's coming. It's called Wealth Rising. It's a standalone project, and we're going to be talking about how we're going to roll that out in the second segment of this webinar. And you really want to stay tuned, and you really want to pay attention, because right now it's so imperative that you get stepped up to the next stage, because what's going to happen is you're going to receive an invitation from your upline sponsor via their back office to beta join Wealth Rising during the beta launch, which is going to be a very, very exciting time. And this new past project, for those of you that are new here, maybe coming out of our first webinar and haven't heard this before, or haven't seen the chat on Skype and Facebook, or have been on a previous webinar, you're going to hear about that firsthand today, of the value of how to get ahead of thousands and thousands of people that will join this passive movement. Because let's face it, this is going to be for people that choose not to or want not to recruit. Now, I don't believe there's anyone that cannot recruit. Sometimes they choose not to, or they think they can. Well, we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. But the passive project is designed for people that just passively want a project where they can receive some rewards for not having to recruit. Those that choose to recruit, it's going to be huge. It's going to be massive. It's going to have a very unique feel to it, and it's going to enhance CrowdRising. That's the message here today. This is not going to take away from CrowdRising. Quite the contrary of that. It's going to enhance CrowdRising, as CrowdRising will be the gateway to Wealth Rising. And more will be revealed on that. But stay tuned for the second segment. We'll end the recording, start a brand new recording session immediately after this session, so that those that just want the CrowdRising updates, information, here it is, segment 1. Segment 2 will have all the Wealth Rising information. So how does that sound, folks? Is this good, or is this awesome? What are your thoughts on this? You folks very often, I know, heard about timing. Timing is so critical. That, oh, if I had only known about this project or some company or project that's really, really big, if I had only known about Bitcoin in 2011, you know where I'd be today? You know what I mean? How many times have you heard that, right? I mean, talk about the people that were in the right place at the right time that had the insight. Well, you're going to have that opportunity here, because you are a stepped up CrowdRising participant. You will be invited to participate in very, very exciting beta launch that is very, very close. It's going to be very, very exciting, and it's going to go viral very, very fast. So we're really excited about that, and we're going to be sharing more about that in segment 2. Now, what I want to do real quickly here, well, we are all on the topic still of CrowdRising. I want to talk a little bit about the procedures and what is so important when it comes to stepping up, sending the right message to your team, sending them to the tutorial tab, watching a few of the tutorial videos that basically tells you how to step up and what to do, and how to create your My Money section, how to add your local bank, how to add all your payment processors, your Bitcoin wallet. All that information is so important to set up properly in your CrowdRising back office. Because again, we get too many tickets. Let's say, my upline only has PayPal. I don't have a PayPal. How do I donate to this person when they just have PayPal? Well, we need to have our participants all having multiple ways in their back offices, so that people can easily donate to them, whether it's Western Union, MoneyGram, your local bank, whatever information add there is a real added asset for not just CrowdRising, but for yourself too, because too many people can't, maybe can't use PayPal in the country or whatever. If that's all you have, it makes it real difficult for these participants. Sometimes if they're spilled down to you, you're going to request to be transferred to a Nigerian or someone, or South African if they're just using a bank system or another payment method. So the message here is get your donations. Have at least 5 methods in your back office so so that people can quickly and easily donate to you. And great option is for sure the Western Union option. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip through the slide here just super fast. I just want our participants, those that are watching this, maybe via recording, just to understand the simplicity of CrowdRising. It is a very unique platform, and it's based on peer-to-peer direct funding. It's $20 one time out of pocket, and every step after that pretty much funds itself when you are inviting, when you're sharing, when you're leading by example. We do what's called stepping up. We have stages, and you step up to these stages, and it's very, very simple. You bring in your row of 5, you start working on that. In this scenario, you bring your first 3, and the system prompts you. It's time to step up to stage 2. You have the necessary donations you receive from the platform, and the platform says thank you, and it's time to go to stage 2. So you are now ready to donate $40 to Susie. She's your second upline, and that's where your $40 donation goes. So Susie basically confirms you submit step 2 from your back office. Very important that you follow the instructions, submit that, and Susie approves you. The moment she receives the funds, whether it's Bitcoin or PayPal or cryptocurrency or local bank or whatever method, she approves you. You now have the row of 25 that's opened up to you. All of these positions in your row of 25 they represent $40 in donations to you. Single one of these positions, as they come in, as they step up, that goes directly to you. When you step up to stage 3, that goes 3 levels up. In this scenario, Jim is above Susie. Jim receives a $60 donation. Jim confirms you, and that opens up your row of 125. That's 125 potential donations at $60 each. Now let's remember what I did earlier. It takes one donation only to break even on that stage. So if you're stepping up to stage 3 and you're doing it before you even have anybody that's ready to donate to you, not a bad idea. See, many leaders do this, and it pays off for them in a huge way because you are setting the example for your team to follow. And that is powerful. Now, we talked a little bit about spill earlier, and here it is again on the passive, I should say. The spill is one thing, the passive is another thing. Spill is only generated when someone above you generates more than 5 personal referrals. So let's use an example. Let's say I'm going to pick on Louis Paquette here, okay? I've known Louis for a while. Louis is new to CrowdRising. Louis comes in, and Louis goes and invites 10 people. What happens to referral 6 and 10? 6 to 10. Well, 5 go on his front row of 5. The other 5 slow down. The software looks at the weakest link, and he's Louis in his row of 5, and starts systematically placing them. Let's say all of them had none. They're all brand new. Louis is just working this. He's got 5 participants on his row of 5. No one has any referrals. The software automatically gives each of the 5 one referral. Louis has spilled them down. Now, in the beginning, Louis looks at this and says, wow, I just gave away 5 $20 donations. But you know what? It's a good thing. Here's why. Because the 5 people each get one donation. It's like, wow, that's very cool. My upline generated some spill. That's the only way spill can happen. Someone's inviting more than 5. So in this example, he's got 5 people on his front row, 5 people on his second row now. When these 5 people on the second tier step up to stage 2, see, Louis gets the $40 donation in this example, right? That's the magic. That's the beauty of this CrowdRising. And he motivated these people on his row of 5 to say, wow, that's pretty cool. We're going to spill here. Now, I'm not guaranteeing or promising that's going to happen in your group. If it does, it's a bonus. But you know what? It's a beautiful system that CrowdRising has. It's incorporated right into the software. That's how this spill works. The pass-up is when someone is stepping up, like the example I gave earlier. If someone is stepping up to a stage and the upline is not qualified, well, the system is automatically going to point upline. Now, let's use the example here. Here you are. You want to step up to stage 5. And in this scenario, you can clearly see here the software points 5 levels up, and it points points to Harry. Well, clearly, Harry's only on stage 3. Harry can't receive the stage 5. The software prompts you can contact Harry. The system basically says, brother's sister's keeper, contact the upline, let them know your intention. That's a good thing to do, because let's face it, do unto others as you wish them to do to you. And that is real in CrowdRising, because you want to at least contact the person and say, hey, my name's Louie, I want to start to stage 5 here, but I noticed you're not on stage 5. You're giving them the heads up. If they're not responding, or you're in a hurry, you have to go, well, you know what? The software will allow you to proceed. The software looks upline, in this case, Fred. See the red star beside Fred? Well, you know what? He received pass up, because Fred was paying attention. Fred was on stage 5. He is awarded that stage 5 pass up donation. The software looks upline, and it rewards the leader that is paying attention. And I can tell you folks one thing for sure, that very often you look at your genealogy and you've been building this, it's been growing, you see your 10 level beneath you. You could have someone that's actually donating to you 20, 30 levels beneath you, even though you don't see them. But all of a sudden, out of the blue, a leader from Nigeria or Brazil or Germany or wherever emerges down there, and you know what? No one else is even paying attention, and you are rewarded because you're paying attention and you were stepped up. It's beautiful how this works, folks. And I've seen many of our leaders really rewarded through this, because in many platforms, if the designated upline is not there, it defaults to admin. That's not the case in CrowdRising. It doesn't work that way. We deliberately programmed it so that you, our leader, and our participants in CrowdRising would benefit from this feature, and you most certainly are benefiting from that. So it's really unique and it's powerful. Let's skip the disclaimer. It's right on the PowerPoint. You can find this PowerPoint right in our tutorial tab. It's nice, neatly organized inside there. You can download it and have it on your computer and present it anytime you wish. The platform here, if you take a look at it, it has 10 tiers in a nutshell. The donations start at 20, you go all the way to stage 10, 9, 90. So very simple to really understand this and the value of this and the power of this. So let me just go on here. Again, 100% directly to you. You receive the funds in real time directly into your payment processors, regardless of which one you listed back there. I mean, Bitcoin is really on the move, and I recommend everyone set up a Bitcoin wallet somewhere and have the ability to accept Bitcoin so that people can donate in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency to you. But at least have, Western Union or MoneyGram or something like that back there, so that those that don't have maybe PayPal or Bitcoin, they have some options for you. Even cash in hand if it's local. If you're working in your local community, fundraising, nonprofit organizations, cash works great. I mean, that's up to you to set the parameters up in your My Money section, in your back office. So again, a peer-to-peer direct funding movement here that is growing. We're expected to hit the 90,000 participant mark by the end of the week here. So again, great job to everyone. What an awesome team. And in October sometime, CrowdRising should hit the 100,000 participant mark. We are in 200 plus countries around the world. So again, great to see. Awesome job to all of our leaders and all of our friends. So I want to encourage you to get back to the person that shared this presentation with you to start receiving more donations today. Again, go type in YouTube, do a little search. Plenty of videos out there, plenty of education on how CrowdRising works. There's many phenomenal leaders that have just created amazing videos on this incredible topic of CrowdRising. So, all right, that's all I have as far as the CrowdRising presentation here today. Unless anyone has any questions here, we can pause the recording and we can certainly take a few questions. But my Skype ID is InvestNow2, 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 and Gerhard is Rempel51, REMPEL51. If you have any questions at all, you're interested in doing a testimonial, a private webinar for your team, whatever the case is, reach out to us. We are here. We are at your service. And presentation. So again, thanks so much for joining us, and have a wonderful, awesome night for any of those that need to go.